Hello, welcome back to youtube.com/snapbolt and Twitch TV/snapbolt games. My name's Max, and I got a sweet one for you here. This is a Pauper League, and this is kind of a newer take on classic Tron, and the difference being that we don't have Expedition map because it just got banned, but I just wanted to play this deck. One, Tron is just really fun. I like playing Tron in pretty much all formats, and I just wanted to see if it's good enough, without map. So it's a pretty similar build. There's some new cards I'll talk about in a second, but it's your same base, the 12 Tron lands. I am playing 4 Fengraf, which is like the older version. We're not Flicker Tron. This is like the old classic Tron, which I like to play. Couple Cave just to fix our mana. Trying a couple Thriving Grove. This is a new card. It's basically a tap green X land. So you choose a color when it enters. It can be blue-green. It can be green-red. Or it could be something else, like for a sideboard card or the Chainer's Edict. But then 4 Stirring, and then 4 Sphere, 4 Star, a couple removal spells, 4 Prism, which is like a key card in the deck, and a new one, which is Bonder's Ornament. This card is pretty impressive. It's a 3 mana, like mana rock basically, that fixes your mana. It ramps you, and 4 mana tap. You can basically draw a card. So it seems pretty sweet to me. We'll see how it goes. The other card I'm trying out just to try to help us find Tron, but also just to ramp us. Even if we miss on the Tron land we need, we still get to put an extra land into play with Elvish Rejuvenator. So 3 mana 1/1. When it enters, look at the top 5. You can put a land from among them onto the battlefield tapped. So we'll see how that goes. It's not going to be the most consistent on hitting. I think like if you have 16, 17 lands left in the deck and you cast Rejuvenator, you're a little bit over 80% to hit. So you can certainly miss on this, but I didn't want to do a Tron build with a bunch of extra lands because mostly you are trying to hit the Tron land. So even if you miss like 15, 20% of the time, I think it's worth it to have less lands in the deck. And then for Mulldrifter, the full 4 Crusher, just because trying to kill them with Crusher, and if they killed Crusher, just try to rebuy it with Fengraf. So that's kind of the plan. And then 2 Condescend, which I've actually really liked in the past. It's just nice having a couple counterspells. It really adds a different level of play to the deck. And I think this is the strongest counterspell for this deck just because of the mana. And then 3 Rolling Thunder. I've played versions with even up to 4. This card is just a pretty sick Wrath in this deck, and it can also just win the game. And when you have a lot of copies, sometimes you can just cast one, they counter it. You cast another one, they counter it. And then by the 3rd one, they can't counter it, and you can just get them. It's also nice just to have a lot of copies. If you're against a non-counterspell deck and you can just draw on and cast this, you're almost certainly going to win the game. And then in the sideboard here, let me pull it out. We have double Circle of Protection green, 1 Circle of Pro red, just because these cards are pretty broken. Couple of Earth Rifts. This sideboard is pretty outdated, I will say, but I kind of wanted to still try it. I think some people are still going to try to play like Flickertron variants, so having these is pretty nice. And sometimes I even bring 1 or 2 of these in against like blue-black control, especially if they have the bounce lands. Just because this is like a pretty potent threat that it's like 2 spells in 1, and just taking them off mana can be relevant. Couple Grudge, that card's strong. Couple Pyroblast for blue decks. Couple Electrickery against elves and whatever else. And then 3 Weather against specifically Burn, but we might bring it in other super aggressive matchups. I don't know if I wanted it against Mono Green. Probably not. And then 1 Pulse of Missara, which is good against Burn, and I like to bring it against certain control decks and things like that. So let's just go right into round 1. This deck looks pretty fun. See if we can ever get queued up in this Pauper League. Yeah, the Bonder's Ornaments I think are going to be pretty sick. it's just like continuous card advantage. You can make a ton of mana, so 4 mana tap isn't that big of a deal. Plus, just like Bonder's Ornament, Rejuvenators, we have a fair amount of way just to get extra mana sources in the deck naturally. We'll play first. Keep this hand. This hand looks pretty nice. We can just go Tron Land Sphere. Turn 2 we can play Prism or Cracked Sphere, play Stirrings. Probably just can turn 2 play Prism. Resolving it is pretty relevant. It's pretty important in this deck. Okay, looks like we're up against Elves, so Rolling Thunder is... Oh, there's just the Nat Tron. See, no map, no problem. I still think I am going to go just Prism. I do want double red, so if I draw this... Let me just say that this is so classic Tron. It's like I keep this hand of mine power plant, and then I just draw into Tower Thunder, just like that. So now I actually want my opponent to deploy like a fair number of threats on turn 2. That'd be ideal for me, because I can Rolling Thunder for 5 next turn. So I can just basically Wrath here, and I'm probably going to. Oh, okay, this is not Elves, this is Defenders, but I still get to Wrath their board, and I think I'm going to do it. I can just draw into more Thunders later. This is pretty insane. I don't really want to let them untap with Axebane Guardian, so I'm going to do it. Just leave them with 1 forest in play. It seems really good to me. So we go Tower, add red, draw. Another Tower is nice. Red, 5, Rolling Thunder, all these. Okay. Pretty sick. No map, no problem. What's up, man? You came in right at the right time. Alright, drawbridge can be annoying. I could Stirrings here to try to find another colored source. I think I actually kind of like that. It's likely I can hit either another Prism, a Bonder's Ornament, or another Chromatic, and then I can also play Mulldrifter this turn. Yeah, perfect. So now I just take Prism, any order. Doesn't really matter, just play Prism, then play Mulldrifter most likely. So this really allowed us to develop our game plan by playing the Ancient Strings first. I mean, we could have Mulldriftered into a colored source as well, but who knows. Right now I'll play Chromatic. Do I want to crack it? I mean, I could just Firebolt their face right now. I guess that's not worth. I'll just pass. I'll leave the colored source in play. This should be over though. They're a combo deck, and they're actually a fairly fast combo deck, but the good news is they can't really interact with what we're doing either, so if we play Fast Crusher, something like that, it's still pretty good. Firebolt is actually fine in this matchup because they do play a fair number of Elves. They're just passing the turn. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to play Crusher. Can I play Crusher and Firebolt and Flashback Firebolt? This is 6 mana, 14 mana. I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm 1 short of doing that. But I suppose I'll still start with just adding a red mana and drawing a card. Okay. It's not the biggest deal. Do I want to like kill either of their guys? I don't think so. I can just play Crusher and I mean, if I Firebolt and Flashback, I don't get to play Crusher this turn. So I'll just play it. Yeah, I'm 1 mana short of Firebolt plus Flashback Firebolt. It is kind of annoying if they have like another Axebane Guardian and they can give it haste, they might be able to do something, but it's unlikely they can fully go off, and just getting Crusher down is too important. I do not think I bring in Ancient Grudge for this. I don't really think I have much good sideboard for this matchup. I mean, I could bring in Pyroblast because I can kill or counter Freed from the Real. It seems like it might be worth it to me. Could also just bring in Electrickery. They do have a fair number of 1 toughness guys. I don't know if I need to bring in all of these. Like, Pyroblast is only hitting Freed from the Real. That does seem relatively important because that's how they fully go off, but they can also just cast, like, sometimes they play Crusher too. Sometimes they can just cast a quick Crusher. Maybe I don't want to leave myself with like too many reactive cards and then they're just playing a bunch of defenders and maybe they don't need Freed from the Real. So I'm just going to try it without that. I think I do want Electrickery. Chainer's Edict, while it can be good, I think they just have too many dorks. I'll side that out. Could side out 1 Crusher too because it's a little slow, and Rolling Thunder's really the good card here. Could also side out a Bonder's Ornament. I don't know if I have time to just like be Bonder's Ornamenting all the time. Alright, just try to win with Crusher mostly. Yeah, Swirling Sandstorm is certainly an interesting one. I actually considered it when I was just putting the deck together, but the reason I decided against it is because we're not really a blue deck, so we're not putting as many cards into the graveyard. So I thought hitting Threshold was actually a little bit tougher because without Threshold, that card has no text. This hand's not great, but I'll keep it. Findorn Elves, okay. I can Thriving Grove name Red. Yeah, I think that's the play. I can't Firebolt on turn 1 even if because I have to play Chromatic Star or Thriving Grove. So I'll just Thriving Grove name Red. Pass. It's unfortunate I can't kill this on turn 1, but that's the problem with being on the draw. If they just play Axebane Guardian here, it's really bad for us. Yep. Firebolt doesn't kill that, unfortunately. Nothing we can do though. Just do what we can. I'll Firebolt this, and then I'll play Tower Sphere. I think that's definitely better than running out Prism. That turn 3 Rolling Thunder last turn was insane. Okay, well, are we just dead? Or do they not have anything? That's the question. They only have 2 cards left in hand. Just Freed from the Real right now. Drift of Phantasms, then get Freed from the Real, but I don't think they can use it yet. Well, they can. Oh, they just got Lead the Stampede. That makes sense. They hit Corian. Oh yeah, they play this Leaf Caller for some reason. I guess there's no better option, but it doesn't seem that great. And another Axebane Guardian is pretty scary. Alright, I'll start by drawing a card, adding green for Ancient Stirrings. Play Ancient Stirrings. Did not find another Tron land. This is not good. I maybe should have gone land, Bonder's Ornament. There. Can't really cast anything of relevance this turn. But the good news is they could potentially be out of gas. I think I just take Sphere. think another Fengraf doesn't necessarily help me. I'd rather just continue to draw cards. Maybe that was greedy and I should just rely on hitting my natural land drops, even if it's non-Tron lands. But I didn't take that line, so here we are. Another tower. It'll be a lot better on the draw if we can play like a turn 2 removal spell, whether it's Electrickery or Firebolt, than letting them have like a turn 2 Axebane or something. On the draw, it's definitely more rough, because we don't really have untapped red sources on turn 1. Next turn, the plan is to develop our mana, hopefully fire off a Firebolt here. I mean, we may just be dead. They had one card left before the Lead the Stampede, so hopefully that's not either another like Lead the Stampede effect or Drift or the untap enchantment. Axebane Guardian. So we know they have Leaf Caller, and then wait, how do they still have 4 cards in hand? Maybe they had a couple more cards in hand that I realized. Mnemonic Wall, get back, Lead the Stampede. Yeah, this is gonna be over. Llanowar Elf, okay. I mean, Firebolting something doesn't even really do anything here. Might end up doing it anyway, but what I really need to do is just draw cards. I am gonna Firebolt the Quarian Ranger, but they're going to have a ton of mana next turn anyway. They're going to have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. So I have to hope they just kind of whiff on that next Lead the Stampede. And they didn't run out the Leaf Caller because I guess they want to protect it. They don't want it to get Firebolted. So I'll just go land. Bonder's Ornament, get that down. And then I'll probably just go play Sphere. Crack it for a red. Firebolt the Quarian Ranger. Okay, there's Tron. So now I need to draw Rolling Thunder next turn and have their Lead the Stampede that they got back be not too crazy. Okay, that's all I can do. Yeah, this is not really the matchup for Bonder's Ornament, because they're just trying to combo. So we need them to not find Drift of Phantasms. They did. Okay, I think that means... I guess we're not dead, because they still need a payoff if they get freed from the reel. Drift of Phantasms. Oh, Galvanic Alchemist. So that's the same thing as freed from the reel. So they Soul Bond. They can make infinite mana. And they can Crashing Drawbridge. But again, they need a payoff to go with this Leaf Caller. They often play the it's like a black 3 mana 3/1 that has 8 mana activated ability to drain for 3. So that's how they win. And they play it because they can also find that with Drift of Phantasm. So this is like tutor like any good win con in their deck. You really just need to kill the Axebane Guardians when you play against that deck. Looks like there's a chance the opponent may not have anything left. I mean, one of their cards is Leaf Caller, so their last card has to be either another Drift of Phantasms or just like something relevant. I'm not going to concede yet. We could still draw Rolling Thunder if they don't have it. I mean, they're adding mana, but they could just be trying to scare us and hope we concede. Not going to concede yet. The last card was a Lead the Stampede. So now a Drift of Phantasms does kill us. They found it. we'll just let them show us what they have. Because they already have infinite mana, so they can get, yeah, Bloodright Invoker. Okay. Now I'll concede. I won't make them go through it. I just want to make sure that that's the way they're going. Maybe Pyroblast is worth it, but they also have Mnemonic Wall. Can't counter Drift of Phantasms, but maybe I should have just brought this in because if they're not comboing, I can beat that. Just take out some of like the slower stuff, I guess. This Rejuvenator just... I guess Rejuvenator's fine. It still ramps us. Yeah, just try it like this. Probably should have brought in the Pyroblast for game 2. Just considering like their key spells are just blue cards. Well, Tron in hand, I'm going to keep. I can draw a card too. Now when do I crack the star? Do I crack it on turn 2 to try to find more gas or not? Answer is yes. I'm going to crack it. Let's crack red. Pyroblast. I'm still just going to play Sphere and crack Sphere. I just want to keep churning through my deck, and I can play a Cave of Temptation to leave out Pyroblast. Okay. So I'm happy with cracking both of those chromatics there. Winding Way. Okay, they hit Crusher, Bloodright, Quarian, and a land that they banned. Play land, play Quarian. Oh, play Caretaker. Okay. So that Crusher is going to be a problem. Condescend's a good draw. I guess now I'm just playing Tower and passing the turn. Yeah. I can just Condescend something if I need to. I do have to watch out for that Crusher, but they're still pretty far off of it. I'm going to counter like an Overgrown Battlement or an Axebane Guardian or another like draw effect. Now we need to find Rolling Thunder or Crusher. Quarian Ranger, sure. I guess they're thinking like, do I run out Bloodright Invoker, or not sure what they're like tanking on. They have 4 mana. I've played some Defender Brews in the past. I've done fairly well with them, but I didn't really have the build that they have now. I didn't really have like the Mono Forest and playing the Elves. I just only played Defenders, and then I played blue draw spells. So I made a bunch of mana, drew a bunch of cards, played Crushers and counter spells, but I didn't have as strong of a combo element. Okay, so holding Bloodright and Crusher in hand. Okay, I'm just gonna go to my turn. Didn't want to counter either of those cards. Rejuvenator. Okay, well, I'll plan on playing that because I can always play Cave, still leave up Condescend. So I'd rather crack the star, I get to draw a card, and then I get to get more lands into play as well. Oh, there's a Crusher. So opponent has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 mana right now. I think I'd rather play Rejuvenator, Cave, leave up Condescend, and then next turn play Crusher. Because if I tap out for Crusher here, and the opponent plays Crusher as well, I think I'm gonna lose that. Yeah, I'm gonna play Rejuvenator. It's a little awkward, but it's what I have to do. All right, get Tower. Now we really just want to draw Rolling Thunder. And we can Condescend to Scry too. This is still looking good for us. I think I'm favored from this position. Ideally, they just try to tap out for Crusher. So they can go 3, 4 mana, then use Korean Ranger, return a forest, untap Llanowar, replay forest, and go 5, 6 mana, and then tap these 2 caretakers, or tap 1 caretaker, 7 mana. But then they're 1 mana short of Crusher right now. So maybe I should have tapped out. I was just worried about like something happening that would cost me the game. All right, Overgrown Battlement. I think I am going to Condescend this. I get to Scry 2. I think I'm just going to Condescend it. Wait, let's see. They can add 1, 2, 3. I can only Condescend for X equals 3. So maybe I can't because they can just pay for that. Probably should have just played Crusher. I kind of forgot about that I can't just counter anything because they do have a fair amount of mana. Drift of Phantasms. Okay. The good news is we get to Crusher and leave up Pyroblast as well next turn. So I assume, yeah, they get Lead the Stampede. Okay. And I could have Condescended there, but I still am fine with my line. I could have sided out a Fengraf in this matchup too, because our creatures aren't really going to the graveyard. So I get to play Crusher, leave up Pyroblast and Condescend. They can lead the Stampede, but that puts us in a pretty reasonable position. We get to start taxing their permanents and putting pressure on them with Crusher. And if we draw a Rolling Thunder, we just win. Alright, so I can pay 8 mana, and then I think I start by just drawing a card with this, honestly, because all that really matters is that I leave up Pyroblast. It doesn't really matter if I leave up Condescend at this point. Because I add red. Could draw Electrickery still. Power Plant. Right now I can play Power Plant and Crusher. I think that's what I do. And then leave up Pyroblast or Condescend. I think I'm going to attack here as well. Oh no, they can just untap with, well, if they untap with Ranger, they have to bounce a forest, and that's better for me. They do have a ton of mana here on this Lead the Stampede. But again, I can counter a blue spell. They could have like a Dispel or something as well, which would certainly be bad for me. This has been a great match. I am regretting not playing the Crusher on the turn I played Rejuvenator, but can't go back. Overgrown Battlement resolves. They must know I have something because I've been pausing, like when they cast both Overgrown Battlements. So this is a Lead the Stampede I'm almost certain of. They're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. 5 mana potentially up. Just let this resolve. Want to leave up Pyroblast. They're going to be able to play their own Crusher. Oh, they hit Axebane Guardian and Vivian's Grizzlies. Okay. I don't want to have to use my Condescend, but I think I'm going to have to. Oh no, they can Quirion Ranger, untap Battlement, and add like infinite mana. I'm kind of screwed here. I'm probably going to Condescend anyway, that way I can try to scry into Rolling Thunder. I think that's how I win. Maybe they go for Crusher here. Axebane Guardian. So if they don't play another spell, it's kind of bad for me. If I don't Condescend, but I'm gonna let this resolve too. Against my better judgment. I'm probably not gonna play another spell. I mean, they can Quirion Ranger. Okay, nice. That's good for me. Now I can probably Condescend to Vivian's Grizzlies here. Well, they might be able to pay for it. Oh, 8 mana, they're going for Crusher. Perfect. This could not have worked out better. So I'm just going to Condescend for X equals 2. And then I get to start crashing with Crusher, still leave up Pyroblast. Nice. I got pretty lucky here. If the opponent took a different line, it might have been different. Let's see. So I can go 7 mana, Bonder's Ornament, draw. Don't think that's going to be relevant in this game. Just going to bottom. I'd rather draw something good this turn. They're going to be able to Vivian's Grizzlies a lot. They also do have to sack 2 permanents here and take 8. Oh, Firebolt. That's actually really, really nice. Oh, I can Firebolt, Flashback Firebolt on Axebane, but I don't think that really does anything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Cave of Temptation. I'm going to cast Firebolt on Quirion Ranger. Now I'm deciding if I want to Flashback Firebolt on Llanowar Elves before attacking with Crusher, because then they have to sack 2 permanents. They choose not to use Ranger. That makes sense. Like, maybe I don't need to leave up Pyroblast this turn. Is that going to cost me the game? I feel like it could potentially cost me the game. I'm just going to attack, leave up Pyroblast. That's a tough decision. Attack for 9, Annihilator 2. Yeah, they are going to sack Llanowar, that makes sense, but this way they also have to block Crusher next turn or have lethal with this Firebolt in the yard. So they have 1,000,000 mana to Vivian's Grizzlies and start activating it. But this only like really is good when you have infinite mana. Like if it's a creature card, you can reveal it and put it into your hand. So it costs 7 mana just to look at the top card to see if it's a creature, and then if it is, they get to put it in their hand. But I mean, they have what, 15, 16, 17, 18 mana. So even if they play this and activate a couple times, it's like, and they hit every time, that's not going to be enough to win the game. And they can't, this way I can't just get comboed out of nowhere from like a mnemonic wall into Lead the Stampede, or just like a Drift of Phantasms into Freed from the Real, or whatever the other tapper is. Alright, blue mana. See if this is going to be a mnemonic wall. If it's a blue spell, I'm just going to counter it. Thank you. Alright, Drift of Phantasms. They're probably just going to go for infinite mana here, so I'm definitely glad I left up Pyroblast, because now they need a counterspell to fight over this Galvanic Alchemist. If they have a Dispel, I lose. If they don't, I think I win. I guess I don't even necessarily win yet, but I'm at least in a good spot. So now they're probably just going Vivian's Grizzlies. I guess they can go Bloodright Invoker and start activating that as well. Oh, they have another Crusher. Alright. Certainly not ideal. They may have to trade Crushers though, and I can kind of surprise Fengraf, replay Crusher. Problem is they have these two cards in hand. Okay, so we know their hand. Man, I really thought I had this one. The extra Crusher there is bad news. That deck's sweet, I might have to play that deck. Oh man, that was so good. Alright, well now I just go for... Now I can just Rolling Thunder face, right? We know their hand is Vivian's Grizzlies, Bloodright Invoker, right? There's nothing they can do. I'm just going to do it. 10, 11, 12. Just do it for the full 11. Just going to go face. Not going to try to rat their board. Again, there's nothing like that they can have because we know their hand. So just Fireball you for 11. Whew, close. That was a great match. Let's go round 2. That was like a roller coaster of, okay, I think I can't lose, to, oh man, they played Crusher, I don't know if I can win now. And then top decking the Rolling Thunder. The craziest part was just that the game 1, turn 3, Rolling Thunder for 5. That was just insane. I don't know if I've ever done that before. Alright. Just gonna keep this hand. It's not like perfect, but we can draw cards, we can play a Bonder's Ornament. So sure. Opponent kept 7, and I'll just run out Star. We can also go like Fengraf pass next turn and leave up Condescend for 1. I mean, it's not terrible. Probably rather... Oh, okay, now I'm going to play Thriving Grove for sure. So I'll start by drawing a card. Then I'm going to just probably play Sphere and Thriving Grove. Okay, well now I'm going to play... Maybe I still want to play Thriving Grove because just getting the tap land down is decent. Don't know if I need to. I think it's worth it. Play Sphere, play Thriving Grove, name blue, pass. Can also just keep drawing through my deck here. Unless I draw Power Plant, yeah, I'm just going to play this. Name blue. I'm also not sure about the Grove. I just did it because we have Ancient Stirrings and Rejuvenator, but this could possibly be an island or a Thriving Isle, whatever it is, the blue Thriving Land. And Order of the Ebon Hand. 2 mana, 2/1 pro white. It gains first strike for 1 black, and for double black it gets +1/+0. So this is probably just a weird kind of mono black aggro-ish gray merchant type mono black control build, just playing this for the pro white, and they just think it's a good card. I mean, sure. That's just not scary against our deck at all. Definitely happy to see that. Okay, there's Power Plant, of course. So we get a little punish, but it's still not bad. Still think I'm just gonna get the Bonder's Ornament down this turn. Let's add red. play Power Plant, play Bonder's Ornament, play Chromatic Sphere. Then next turn I can Tron up and start drawing extra cards every turn. / leave up Condescend. So feeling in a good spot here. They could play like a Rager or Chittering Rats here. Okay, yeah, Chitter. Chitter's fine. Doesn't matter what we put back. We're just going to draw it. They probably have Edicts and stuff in their deck. Good thing we have a million Rolling Thunders. Do I want to crack Sphere on my turn? I think that's probably worth it. Because I have the Bonders. Let's see. I might want to Condescend something and activate Bonder's Ornament though, so I'm actually not going to. I'm just going to pass. I can take some damage. Because I definitely want to activate Bonder's Ornament here. Rager. I think I'm just going to Condescend this to scry, get deeper, try to find Rolling Thunder, you know, good cards, Mulldrifter and stuff. So I guess I'll just Condescend it for 1. Draw a card. I suppose I can just Condescend it for 2. I don't think there's any way they can pay 1 mana, but it's just, I don't think it's relevant. Okay, let's bottom this. Ancient Stirrings can just find a Crusher or like a Prophetic Prism or another Bonder's Ornament. Don't know if that's good enough. Yeah, Colbius, maybe I should have held the Condescend in case they play Thorn, but I think if they just play Thorn, I can beat that. Trying to decide if this Ancient Stirrings is good enough, and I think it is. If I get Crusher, it's pretty good because I can fight through 2 Edicts with my Haunted Fengrafs. I am under a little pressure here, but not a crazy amount. I think Condescending there is fine. I haven't played the Bonder's Ornament Mirror yet, which is interesting. Rejuvenator, okay. I think I just start with Stirrings. There's Crusher. I think I just take Crusher and play it. Maybe playing Rejuvenator. Maybe I take Crusher, but play Rejuvenator this turn. That way I can play Rejuvenator. Oh no. I can't Rejuvenator and activate Bonder's Ornament. But if I take Crusher, I can actually play Crusher and Rejuvenator. So it's pretty easy. So now I go Tower, Rejuvenator, Cave, Crusher. So now they have to have like 2 Edicts, which they could have, or like a Victim of Night or something like that. And even if they do, I can Fengraf back the Crusher. Yeah, I think countering Rager was good. It keeps the pressure off us. They obviously missed their land drop. It just allowed us to scry. I mean, they're probably going to go Disfigure into Edict here, attack us down to 10. But we can beat this. We have a ton of mana now. Okay, they don't even have an Edict for the Crusher, so now we get to Annihilate for 2. You can even bring back Rejuvenator to play around future Edicts, which, if I don't have anything else to do, I'll probably do. Let's just start by drawing cards. If we can kill some of their creatures and then attack, it's better, because then they'll have to sacrifice lands or stuff they don't want to sacrifice. Thriving Grove doesn't do anything. So do I have enough mana to draw? I can draw a card, play Fengraf, and still play Rejuvenator. So I'll just draw right now. Bonder's Ornament is pretty sick in this deck. Chromatic Star. Okay. I guess I can star as well, right? Play star and crack it. Then if I play Fengraf, activate, I still have 3 mana left over, if my math is correct. Star, I'll add green, draw. Maybe I should have added red. I'm not going to play this other star though. Now I'll go Fengraf, activate Fengraf, get back Rejuvenator, play Rejuvenator, and I'll get Fengraf, and then attack. Sweet. Now they again need double Edict or another like Disfigure into Edict or Victim. They're also just on 3 lands still. Now we were able to annihilate 2, kind of like just wreck their board. They're in a really bad spot now. Yeah. The Fengrafs are huge in this matchup. Pulse is good. I think that's probably all we want. Don't think I want to change too much. I think our list is actually pretty well set up in this matchup. We have a little bit of early removal. We have like the Rejuvenators to eat up Edicts. Mulldrifters are just insane in the matchup because it's a body that draws 2 cards, so good against Edicts. And then just like Crushers and Thunders that they can't counter. If they come out of the gates too fast, we could just die, certainly, but I think I'd just bring in Pulse. Could side out 1 Crusher just because they're probably going to have answers to it. Could side out the Chainer's Edict as well. I guess it's not doing that much. Like, they have a lot of small guys that we saw. They already showed that 2 mana 2/1, that Knight card, Knight of the Ebon Hand or whatever that is. Don't want to board out a land. Also, one thing of note is that I'm just playing 20 lands, which is like a little bit more than the other classic Tron deck. I thought that was good just because, one, we don't have map, which also is like kind of a land, and then Rejuvenator, the more lands you have, it is better. So I was like, I can play a couple extra lands. Like, I've played this deck with 18 land or even less, but I think 20 land is good here. Just try minimal sideboard. Pulse is obviously insane in the matchup. If they bring in LD, we can get back our lands. Otherwise, we can get back creatures. I think this is actually a mulligan. It's like we can just draw a card, play some Fengrafs, and play a Firebolt. But that's not really where we want to be. Yeah, we want to see like a bunch of Tron lands in our hand. So this is ideal here. Probably just going to put back a Mine. I can go Mine, Star, G2, Stirrings, hope to hit Power Plant in our top 6 cards. Could put back Condescend as well. I'm not going to have that many colored sources. This is pretty good. Don't know if I need second Mine. Opponent on the mold of 5. I think I'll just put back Condescend. I think that's a little safer. It's in a way kind of greedy, but I think just having more lands is actually good. Opponent on an interesting build of mono black here. See if they like duress us. Oh, Spellbomb. I mean, they can counter a Pulse, or I mean maybe they can counter a Pulse or like a Fengraf, but just don't care about that. Opponent down to 3 cards in hand and no 2-drop. Green, draw, Stirrings. Now we want to hit like Prism here. It's a little awkward because like if I play Sphere, I get to play it this turn, but I think Prism is important enough, especially with the way our hand looks. I'm going to take Prism, play Tower, pass. Next turn I can play Prism, draw a card, play Ancient Stirrings. Oh wow, they're just trying to draw a card. Sure. That's nice. Frees up this Pulse of Musara as well. Taking the Sphere would have been interesting because then I could have evoked Mulldrifter, but I like taking Prism better. Again, this is pretty crucial for the deck to function. Power plant? Not quite. So I can play Mine plus Stirrings, or I can play Thriving Grove. Getting another colored source into play is good, but I'm just going to go for Stirrings here. Playing Stirrings is also very good, and there's Power Plant. Just going to take it. Gotta take the Tron, right? That way we can just start casting Mulldrifter and stuff. And the opponent on the Mold to 5, they could Thorn here. They just don't play anything. Okay. I'm going to go Power Plant, Mulldrifter. Hope to draw Prism slash like Chromatic, just like a colored source basically. Defile right now. It's actually good because if we hit a Chromatic, then we can just Pulse of Musara, get back Mulldrifter. Bonder's Ornament, so not quite, but still a good one to hit. And pass. And now we have these Rolling Thunders active. We can Pulse back Mulldrifter. We can Fengraf back Mulldrifter. So, opponent just on a bad hand. I mean, yeah, this is just pretty basic. Alright, I mean, I'll just start with Pulse back Mulldrifter, cast Mulldrifter. They can kill it if they want. Then I can go Power Plant, Chromatic Sphere, crack it, play Rejuvenator. Just keep developing our mana and our board. Rejuvenator's been pretty sick. Fengraf, perfect. This is the first 2 matches I've ever played with the deck. I kind of just brewed it up. I've thought about putting Rejuvenator in Tron for a long time. Sure, I'd rather have Mulldrifter in play, I suppose. Just attacks for more damage. Okay, sure. And Bog, Exile, or Graveyard. Okay, that's actually relevant, but don't know if that's going to do it. So I can actually go, this is actually pretty sick. I can go Crusher, then just leave up Fengraf and Bonder's Ornament. I can also just play Thriving Grove, I suppose name Red, and pass. Yeah, I just passed because this way I can just draw a card with Bonder's Ornament if nothing happens, but again, I think we're just in such a good spot here. Opponent with 2 cards in hand. Our hand is insane. We have tons of mana. Even if they went like Blow Up Tower here, we'd be fine. Oh, flashback. Sure. Can just get this back. Again, pretty straightforward. I can even just essentially make the same play and play Sphere. Pass. If they kill this, we can just get it back again. When one Crusher's not good enough, just keep playing it every single turn. Okay, they have Bonder's Ornament as well. I think I'll just draw right now. For fun. I mean, if they kill Crusher, I don't need to get it back right this second. So I'll just draw. That way they don't draw. I figured they might have Bonder's Ornament, but wasn't really sure. Obviously, we're the much better Bonder's Ornament deck just because we have much more mana. I guess they have Disruption as well. Oh, Snuff Out. They should have probably just paid life on that Snuff Out. You know, I could just be Rolling Thundering Flashback Rolling Thunder. Or not Flashback, but just cast 2 of them. I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 mana, 14 mana. It's like less exciting than playing Crusher, but I think it's right at this point. Just because most likely they can't gain life next turn. So red. And then we just Rolling Thunder their face for 14. Just type it in. Okay. Pass the turn. And I'll do it. Nice. Quick 2-0 in the league. The Rejuvenator Tron. This is going really well. Better than I expected. We have been drawing really well. I mean, that first draw game 1 was just insane. Match 1, game 1. And then I'd say we drew pretty well here, and our opponent had some weird cards in their deck. I don't know why they think they need the 2-mana 2/1 pro white. It's like maybe they're scared of like Boros Monarch and they think it's good there. It just dies to bolts though. Just a 2-mana 2/1 can be first strike sometimes, black. I mean, it just seems so much worse to me than Witches. Not sure why. I think Flickertron is going to be a rough matchup for us, but who knows if people are even playing that right now. Oh, what? We're on the draw with a Snap Keep. A slow hand, but it's turn 3 Tron, and we're against Burn, so this hand looks really bad. But our game 1 against Burn is going to be bad no matter what. Okay, well mine didn't do anything. Yeah, it looked like it was more of an aggressive blacklist that we just played against, but I'm just not like sure because it was they weren't like that aggressive. They didn't have 1-drops or anything. Meanwhile, we're just super dead here. I was gonna say I cut the Fangren Marauders like right before I fired off this league, just because I wanted to play a bunch of Crushers. We don't have as many artifacts going to the yard because we don't have map. That being said, maybe Fangren Marauders still worthwhile. Just for matchups like this. I mean, we're just so dead. Our opponent's hand is very good. They can't double Fireblast us, but... Okay, Rejuvenator. So I can go Tron up. I think I just have to play Rejuvenator. I can't play Bonder's Ornament into Rolling Thunder. I need to save it 1 turn. I can just try to chump with Rejuvenator. I'll probably just get Searing Blazed out of the game. But let's just go Rejuvenator, miss. Okay, it's a fine time to miss because I'm going to lose this game anyway. Bonder's Ornament, pass. We do have a lot of sideboard. I think we have a Circle of Protection red. We have the... God, I'm blanking on the name. The 3-mana instant that we just played. That you can return a creature or land from your graveyard, gain 6. Curse of the Purest Heart. That's bad. And we have triple Weather the Storm. So also, unfortunately, I'm going to have to Rolling Thunder this turn. Probably just going to get Fire Blasted out here. Chainer's Edict. Okay, well now I do that, and then I draw a card with Wanderer's Ornament. Just hope to somehow not die, I guess. And I was going to say I play Thriving Grove, but I don't think I do. I think I just get as much mana into play as possible. I think that's better. Yeah, so all I can do is just draw a card, so I'm just dead to this bolter. I'm just going to die on our upkeep. Alright. That was rough on the draw against Burn. So I think it's just these 5 cards. And the cards we don't want, I think, is just all like the slower stuff. Oh wait, no. I should probably leave in some Thunders and take out some Wanderer's Ornaments. I don't really have any other ways. I don't have other ways to gain life because I don't have the Fangren Marauders. This feels really bad. Mulldrifter is also kind of a liability. I think I do need to leave in some Thunders just to like get them. Could just leave in 1. Yeah, I like this. Alright, let's go. I want to leave in all the lands. Make sure to hit the land drops. We do have a Weather the Storm, but we only have the 1 land. I think I need to mulligan and try to hit like Tron a little bit more aggressively. Can still find Weather. This doesn't do it either. We got to go to 5 because this actually isn't like a thriving land, so I need another mana source to make this a green source. Even then, it's not that good. So let's go to 5. And this time I have to keep. Keep on 5. Put back, I think, Wanderer's Ornament. I think I have to put back Ancient Stirrings. I need to keep Firebolt, and I need to keep Weather the Storm. I need to keep Prism, so it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I could put back Firebolt or Weather, but I think that's just too greedy. Play this, name red, pass. Yeah, this is pretty gross. That'll happen. We can still win. It's just going to be rough, especially if the opponent has another really good draw. Okay, Tron Lava Spike's not the scariest. Could have just left up Weather there, but I think I wait till at least turn 3 and try to play a bigger Weather the Storm. Rejuvenator, great draw. If they just play the 0-3 on this turn, it's pretty bad for me. The good news is I could leave up Weather now. Okay, this is good. This is good. So now I can use Thriving Grove, play Ancient Stirrings, and then still leave up Weather the Storm. So I think that's the line. They're probably going to try to play a lot of spells next turn. Could have played Rejuvenator this turn. Now the problem is if I take either of these, I telegraph that I have something like Weather. I think I'm still at 17. I think I'm gonna get a little greedy. Take Prism and then play Haunted Fengraf and Prism. It's pretty sucky, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, another land. It's reasonable. They're probably just gonna play like 4 spells this turn. And I was kind of worried about them playing that plus a burn spell. This is really, really bad. Okay, they missed a land drop and I drew mine, so this is interesting. I can play Firebolt on their Lava Runner and play Weather the Storm right now, but it seems like they're going to have to play spells next turn. So I think I just go Firebolt this and then land go. I'm at 11, so now I think I actually do need to leave up Weather. I mean, I could just Weather for 6, but they have to play spells at some point, right? And then it's possible that they're going to play multiple spells, and I can Weather for 9 or 12. Did they forget to activate? I think they did. I think they missed out on 1 damage. Whatever spell they play here, I'm just going to let it resolve. Oh, wow. I could copy Chain Lightning, target Thermal Alchemist. Looks like they're going for the win. I'm just going to go down to 6 here. Just going to say no, act like I just don't know that I can redirect to Thermo. Chain Lightning. I'm just wondering if I just wait and then go for the Pyroblast. Or just like try to let them Pyroblast before casting Weather. I think I do because, well, the problem is if they go land. I mean, I can Weather for 9 here. If they play land, then I can't really cast Weather because they could bolt me in response. I think that's worth it. I think I'm just going to get greedy. I think a Weather for 9 is not necessarily enough to win this game, surprisingly. So I think I'm just going to take this and then try to let them go for the Pyroblast. It's a pretty greedy line by me here, but they're just not going for anything. Yeah, this was wrong. This was just bad. I'll probably just get Fireblasted out here. Let's see if the opponent, I guess, yeah, so I just punted. So if I just went for Weather when I was at 6, yeah, I just punted this one. Sorry for that. I got greedy. I thought they'd go for it the way they've been playing the match, but they didn't. I mean, it still would have been tough to win. That's what I was worried about. If I Weather for 9 and I was at 6, but they had a Chain Lightning on the stack plus an Alchemist activation, so I was essentially at 2. So if I gain 9 to 11, I was worried I still just lose with this hand. So I was kind of hoping they don't have a land and they go like sack 2 mountains to try to kill you, but what I didn't consider is they can just wait and then they don't need to Fireblast until I try to gain life, then they Fireblast. So it was definitely wrong. So sorry for that. I think we were in a bad position anyway there. But I definitely punted. So it was a punt, but but I think we would have lost regardless. So that's too bad. Two and 1 now. This deck still feels pretty sick. It's still pretty early on. I wonder if we want some number of Fangren Marauders over some Crushers. 4 Crushers is a lot. Just because we have Tron, we're trying to Tron with this deck, like faster than a blue Tron deck. And we have Ramp and Rejuvenator and the new Mana Rock, Bonder's Ornament. I thought that playing just a million Crushers would be good. So that's why I went for it this way. See if we can ever get paired up here. Having a couple Hydroblasts in the board would be nice as well. Maybe I should just have multiple Circle Pro Reds over the Weathers. I mean, I definitely misplayed there. I should have weathered in response to that chain lightning, or I was worried if the way they just like snapped off the first chain lightning, that if I copied it and went to kill Alchemist, that I was going to die regardless. So I didn't like that play, but not casting Weather, I just always get too greedy with that card. I just need to be happy with a gain 9 for 2 mana and just try to win after that. I just get too greedy and just like hope they went for the Fireblast and just didn't work out. Okay, we're against Necked. Looks like we're on the draw. This hand's not great, but I'll keep. We have a turn 2 Prism. We also can play a turn 2 Edict. Okay, well, Edict may certainly save us here. I wanted to fit a couple more Edicts in the board, but I didn't. Maybe I should just get those Earth Drifts out of there and just deal with the Tron Mirror. I wonder if I even Edict yet. Maybe I wait. Wait, why do I have a stop here? Maybe I wait on the Edict. Oh no. That is worst case scenario. Alright, so probably dead. I think I draw with Star to try to hit another Tron land here. And casting Edict doesn't really do anything. Guess I'll add red. Probably just playing Prism this turn regardless. Okay, we hit a Tron land. So that's a start. That's why you don't just play your land first. That's why you crack Star first. Draw another card. Okay. I have lost to this mono white deck, but I hate losing to this deck. I don't think that deck's particularly good. And it's just kind of like an annoying, like, Boggles-ish play pattern because they have protection spells and they just do annoying stuff like that. Okay. Now I just have to go land Rejuvenator, hope to hit Power Plant. Yep. Rejuvenator seems decent here though. They have 3 cards in hand. Gives me a chump blocker. Tower. See, the thing is, like, why I thought Rejuvenator would be good, it's like we missed on Tron there, but we dug closer to it and we still ramped and put a 1/1 into play. Alright. This thing has Provoke, so we have to block it. So it was still like 3 mana Rampant Growth gain 3 here, and we Rampant Growth a Tron land into play, which is still relevant. Now they're trying to play another creature. Alright, Thriving Grove. Certainly not great. Chainer's Edict just doesn't really do anything. I mean, I suppose like I cast it. Alternatively, I can just evoke Mulldrifter right now. I can't go Bonder's Ornament into evoke Mulldrifter, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll just evoke Mulldrifter. Try to draw into Tron. I think that's my best out. Okay, there's Tron. Don't know if it's going to be enough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minimum. Oh man, it's going to be rough. I can just play double Bonder's Ornament this turn. Or I can go... Actually, what I'm going to do is play Bonder's Ornament, play Chainer's Edict. Can also play double Bonder's Ornament, or I can play Bonder's Ornament plus Prism, or I can play Prism plus Chainer's Edict. How relevant is killing their 1/1 token? It actually might be relevant. And is it better to draw a card with Prism or play a Bonder's Ornament, get 1 more mana? I think drawing a card's better. I need to just find Rolling Thunder. I think this is the most mana efficient way to do so. Okay, so now I can also just play Bonder's Ornament plus Chromatic Sphere right now. I'm just going to play Sphere, play Edict. I guess I can crack Sphere right now. No harm in doing that. Black. And then Changer's Edict you. Certainly pretty awkward, but I just want to prevent as much damage as possible. Because my plan is to start playing like chump blockers if I can't find a Rolling Thunder. And they probably have protection spells. Yeah, I agree, Colbius. I think, like I said, this is the first couple matches I played with this deck, so it's bound we're going to find stuff to change in the sideboard. Plus, I think you're right. Just forgetting the Tron matchup is worthwhile. Those Earth Rifts are from like a pretty old era of Pauper. Are they going for the win? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just see. I don't think this is 11, is it? They're going for the rebound. If this is not lethal, it's super, super greedy. So 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. Oh, it is lethal. Okay, I mean, our draw was not very good there, and I felt like we had a chance in this game. Okay, I mean, next turn, we could have played Crusher, played Mulldrifter. That may or may not have been enough. I feel like this matchup is okay for us. I think I actually want Electrickery. I can kill like their tokens and stuff with it. Maybe it's not good. Can also, I'm on the play, so I can kill their guy in response to the first equipment if it's a 1/1. I mean, most of their stuff is enchantments, right? So Ancient Grudge doesn't actually work. I also wanted to put a Tranquility in here. Or there's the 2 mana instant destroy all aura enchantments. I think I do want Electrickery. Maybe Rolling Thunder is bad, but I don't think it's that bad. I think I'm just going to do this. Maybe playing a Quick Crusher is a good way to win against that deck, though. I just do this. Especially with all their protection spells. Alright. And I have the Electrickeries. I might keep an Electrickery no matter what. Makes Changer's Edict a lot better as well. Should potentially, like, I think I definitely need to cut these Earth Rifts. Double Circle Pro Green, like, it hasn't come in yet, but Mono Green Aggro is a very real deck, so having these is pretty nice. Triple Weather the Storm might just be too much burn hate, but I like to have a fair amount of hate for that matchup as well. Firebolt also might not be as good anymore. Yeah, Serene Heart. I mean, on the play, this matchup is a lot better. If we can Tron early, I think we're pretty favored. Just try to win by playing a Crusher. Could also just go down to 3 Crusher. Or even just go way down, go like play 1 Crusher and play some like Fangren Marauders instead. Maybe that's just like more powerful against most of the fair decks. I'm taking out like 1 Bonder's Ornament just because I know this still helps fix our mana, but I don't think we have time in these quicker matchups to just sit here and like Bonder's Ornament a bunch. Oh, oh wow, I don't know if I got to submit. I thought I submitted a while ago. I'm not sure if we submitted. I thought I did. Can't keep 0 lands. Can't keep this either. Going to 5. Opponent keeps 7. Oh man, this is not good. I'm at 5 though. I don't really want to go to 4. I think I have to keep. Rolling Thunder, you're gone. Do I have to put back Mulldrifter as well? I don't think I can put back land. I could just put back Chromatic Sphere. I think I want to keep Sphere, Condescend. It's a little awkward, but I think that's what I have to do on this 5. It's really bad. Turn 2, I'm just leaving up Condescend for 1. Could also go up to 4 Condescends. Kind of like that idea. Yeah, I'm just going to leave up Condescend here. Okay. I'm going to counter anything they do. They still get to put a counter on it, but I just have to Condescend to scry and to like just use my turn efficiently. Condescend here for x equals 1. Then I get attacked for 1. Drew Tower, which is great. Can't play Rejuvenator. Gotta bottom these. Or do I top the Stirrings? It is good because I can go Chromatic Sphere into Stirrings and then try to hit like a Prophetic Prism or something. I just don't think I have time for that. Like, I need to just get a little more greedy on this 5-card hand and try to have like find the mine off Rejuvenator and naturally draw like Prism or something. Okay. I mean, I could just play out both of these and not crack either of them. I think I'm going to crack the first one. It's also a little greedy, but I think I just do this and then pass. Next turn I can Rejuvenator. Could have sided out a Fengraf in this matchup as well, but I do want to hit my land drops. It's gonna be rough here. They're only on 2 mana, which is definitely good. Let's go green draw, another land. Not ideal. Okay, let's hit mine on this. We do. Get a colored source into play and pass. So now our best draws are probably Mulldrifter, Crusher. Can't cast a Rolling Thunder yet. Oh, so he can provoke and then activate if they activate or not activate. I'm fine with our Rejuvenator dying though. Emerge unscathed, sure. Such a funny play. That deck is just so funny. Another Deathblade, okay. Firebolt. So I can only play 1 Firebolt. Is it better to play Rejuvenator? Like Fengraf back Rejuvenator, play it? I think it is better. It's kind of awkward, but I just feel like it's better. Another card that I could also play is some number of Seagate Oracles in addition to Rejuvenator. I think I get Thriving Grove, name red. And then I could also let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like I was also thinking about playing like I could like place like some number like way less Crushers, and I could play some number of Ephemerates as well, just because it's insane with Mulldrifter. It's pretty sick with Rejuvenator. So there's some sweet stuff with it. We're just going to be dead here, unfortunately. These Deathblade elites just like making the... Did they provoke? Oh, they did provoke. I think it's this one. It's kind of hard to tell on Magic Online. I just thought if they didn't provoke, I would block here, obviously. Alright, so they're doing this just so they can get a free counter next turn. I can go kill both Deathblade elites. Okay, well now I can go kill Seeker plus 1 Deathblade. Okay. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. It's just not quite enough, is it? Because I can Rolling Thunder for X equals 10, but this is a 4/8, and it's going to be 5 power. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need your Rolling Thunder for 7. And then I guess I Fengraf back Rejuvenator and try to win that way. If they have another pump spell, I die. But if I go Rolling Thunder, kill this, kill Seeker, I'm at 6. Oh, maybe I do that. I can kill Trailblazer, kill Seeker, and then they flashback merge and say to have 1 card in hand and 3 power on board. I'm at 6. Alright, that's the line. Let's just make sure, see how much mana I have. Red, 10, 11, 12 mana. And then I have to cycle this mana for red, and then go Rolling Thunder here for 10, or no, for 8, excuse me, and then here for 2. Then I can Firebolt, flashback Firebolt next turn. Can also get a Rejuvenator into play potentially. So they need multiple pump spells in order to kill. One of them's a plains, okay, so I think I'm going to survive. I don't think they have a +3/+3. Whew, barely hanging on here against mono white, like auras. Oh, Sentinel's Eyes, okay, so maybe I am dead. They have the Karametra's Blessing. And looks like they don't have it. I'm at 2. Ancient Stirrings. Oh man, I have 2 colored sources. I'm at 2. Sentinel's Eyes is only exile 2 other cards from your graveyard. That's so good, actually. Because if I go like kill both Deathblade elites, I can't also play Rejuvenator. I think I'm gonna be dead here. I guess I start with Ancient Stirrings then. I think that's my best out to win. I can hit like a Prism into a Rolling Thunder or something. Alright. It's the line. Like that Ancient Stirring gave me a draw plus another colored source. Bonder's Ornament, not going to do it. Brutal to lose to that deck. Let's see. Not dead yet, but I am pretty close to dead. Firebolt this. I haven't done the math yet, but yeah, I can't cast this Rejuvenator using the Fengraf. Oh, and they have protection. Do they really need to play this? Okay. Seems worse than Apostle's Blessing to me. Okay, I'm at 2. So now, let's see. Let's just go bring back Rejuvenator. Actually, is this potentially going to be... Oh, I can't flashback Firebolt as well, right? No, I'm not even close to that. So I'm just dead. Unfortunate. I'll just concede. They got it. Just didn't have quite enough mana on that Rolling Thunder. Mulldrifter. Brutal. 2-2. See if we can at least positive record this league. Let's go. So close. Yet so far. That was a pretty brutal loss to mono white there. Neither of our draws were that good. That was a mull to 5. We were almost able to turn the corner with some good draws after the mull to 5, but just not quite. And then round 3, we just got crushed by burn. Alright, 0 land. Let's throw that back. Oh man. Tron land. Bonder's Ornament, Rejuvenator. This is really bad. It's slow. I'll keep it. I'll just put back Condescend. If we hit any land, we can Bonder's Ornament and then start rejuvenating. If we hit Literal Tower, his hand's obviously good. Just don't want to keep mulling. Thornwood Falls, interesting. 2-2 bracket. Are we against Tron? Okay, gotta hit any land. We can also hit now like a Chromatic Sphere or Chromatic Star. I mean, this was a pretty greedy keep, but I think it's okay. No map, no problem. Okay. Earthriff, let's go. It's in the deck for a reason. Land? Oh, God. We had 2 draws. We had 20 cards. So each one was just under 40%. Each draw step was just under 40% to draw land. And we just missed pretty hard there. See, if we hit tower now, we're still okay. Snow-covered island. Land? 8 drop. I mean, pretty greedy keep, but again, if we hit any land in the top 2, we would have cast Bonder's Ornament, and then we would have cast Rejuvenator, and go from there, you know? Oh, man. Feels bad. I think I'll throw away a Crusher. Impulse. Or Flicker. Or Forbidden Alchemy. Another Alchemy, Prism, Bonder's Ornament. I think this matchup is a little rough, but I also don't think it's the worst. Mnemonic, Mulldrifter, okay. Tower, please. Opponent going to discard. Weather the Storm main. So they're definitely just like for like teaching Tron. Stirrings. No tower. Have to take land. This just did not work out. Did not work out in the slightest. Now, even if I tower, it's just way too late. Wow, Ancient Strings. This looks like it's just like blue-green, and then they're probably splashing the good cards they like Mystical Teachings and whatever else. They're just trying to Tron with like stirrings and stuff. It's another deck I want to try out is like Blue Tron. Impulse does seem decent. We're just super dead here. Sometimes you just can't find it. Yeah, what we really need is just a land in the top 2 for the turn 3 Bonder's Ornament. And this game would have looked a lot different because then we start casting Rejuvenators. Now we're just like, what, 7 turns into the game and we haven't really cast anything of relevance. Now they just Troned up. I think I'm just going to save time. I'm just going to concede. Yeah, we have a chance to win, but it's just like we're so far behind. They have 2 Mulldrifters out. They're drawing a bunch of cards. It's just really not looking good. Even Ancient Grudge, I think, is totally reasonable. Like, as bad as it seems, killing Prism is actually reasonable because of how these decks tend to rely on those effects. And I want to be able to kill their Bonder's Ornaments as well. I think it's okay. It doesn't seem like insanely good, but I think it's fine. Take out some Crusher and the Thunder maybe just because they can like counter all that stuff. I think we board out all these cards. Then maybe even another Thunder and just go down to 1. Maybe we cut a random like Rejuvenator. Rejuvenator seems okay. Fengraf seems okay. Bonder's Ornament still does seem pretty good. Could just go 1 Ancient Grudge. But again, I think killing Bonder's Ornament and Prism is going to be pretty good. So they're not playing Chromatics. They're just playing blue cards instead. Maybe I just keep a bunch of Crushers as well. Maybe Rolling Thunders is just not good. Just take out all the Rolling Thunders. Keeping 1 seems reasonable. Definitely want Condescend. Just do like this. Just as like a way to Firebolt them out or like rat their board. Alright, I'll try it. I'm not really sure. Draw just did not work out in the first game. Gotta keep this hand. Turn 2 Prism. Bunch of lands. We have a Condescend. Looks fine. You can turn 3 Mulldrifter Evoke. Opponent on the Mull to 6. Maybe what happened to us in the first game will happen to the opponent here. Looks like it already is. They're on 5. Power Plant. Pass. Just a small note, I generally like to lead the Tron land that I have multiples of in hand. But sometimes I do like to mix it up and just throw the opponent off. A lot of times they'll kill the one you play later, so you think you're protecting it, but sometimes it's better to actually do the opposite. It's just nice to mix it up. That way it's harder for opponents to read you. Crusher. I think I'm probably just playing a Mulldrifter Evoke next turn. Guess we'll see what the opponent does. I want to just keep the cards going. Tron to Tron. The opponent didn't do anything. Now I'm just going to go Power Plant, Star, go. because I think they're going to play a Bonder's Ornament on turn 3, or they're going to at least try to. Then I can counter it with Condescend and draw a card with Star. It just seems good. Say Tron up here, then that's insane. Bonder's Ornament? Yeah, perfect. So that was a nice read there. Wait, I guess I want to draw first and then scry. Condescend that for 1, and then try to find mine. Power Plant's not going to do it, but Stirrings is certainly good enough. It's a little awkward just with the way our mana is, but Stirrings is like basically our best tool at finding mine. And we missed. Man, do I have to Thriving Grove? This is not ideal as well. Opponent's probably just gonna go like Land Crusher or something. Okay. I just Thriving Grove. Name blue. Should probably be Thriving Isle. I thought that the green would be more relevant for the early cards to like lead turn 1 Thriving Grove, turn 2 Stirrings or something, but even Isle can just name green, so. Alright, there's Earth Rift, so just gonna cast that over Mulldrifter. Killing like tower here seems really nice. Earth Rift doing work. Opponent with a bad Mull to 5 anyway, but Earth Rift is pretty insane in this matchup. Like they can counter it and then you can just flash it back. Another Bonder's Ornament. Oh, Pulse, get back tower, replay tower. That's good. But now if we hit Tron, we can just kill it again. Cave. Just thinking if I want to go Evoke Mulldrifter, and I don't think I do. I think I'm just. Suppose I'll play Cave, then cast Mulldrifter. Leave up Tower, I suppose. No, I guess that's wrong. I'll just do this. Wait, no, let's see. I actually want to leave up Prism. So I want to tap like this. This way if I draw Ancient Stirrings, I can cast it. Alright, Rejuvenator. Next turn we can just flash. Oh, wait, no, I can't flashback Earth Rift right now because I only have 1 red source. This is a red source, but I need 8 mana then. They're evoking Mulldrifter. Got it. Cave. Chromatic Sphere. Okay, I still can't flashback Earth Rift. Because this is a blue-green land. Oh, but what I can do is go green, colorless, and then try to hit mine off this, and then I have a lot more mana to either Crusher or Earth Rift. And I just miss. Okay. Sure. Let's go Chromatic Sphere, crack for blue, and then evoke Mulldrifter. Pyroblast. I think I'll still just evoke Mulldrifter. Just keep drawing cards. And then attack for 2. Pulse. It's fine. but not ideal. I mean, this Pyroblast is good, and actually we still need to hit another land to be able to flashback Earth Rift. Just can't find Tron. Struggling. Opponent can certainly draw out of this. We're giving them all the time in the world. Mulldrifter Evoke. No Ephemerate at one time. Okay. That would have been pretty bad, actually. And no land for our opponent. Okay. So they're getting pretty unlucky as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And still cannot Earth Rift. I think I'll start by just Sphere, crack it. Probably shouldn't have tapped Power Plant, probably should have tapped Fengraf. Not really interested in using these Fengrafs right now. Blue. Okay, there's mine. Okay. So now we got it. So let's see. So now I go 7 mana. Could just play a Crusher, but I think I actually want to Earth Rift. I think that's honestly safer. I don't have Pyroblast backup actually. I'm still going to go for it. I have Negate or something? Condescend for 1. They're just trying to scry, I suppose. I'm going to pay for that. Pay 1 for Condescend? Yes. I have to click here. Okay. Thanks, Magic Online. And then I can play Star, leave up Pyroblast. Oh, wow. I should have done that first, obviously. That was a pretty big punt right there, too. Luckily, it worked out for me. They didn't have Negate, but if I had played Star first, just didn't really think hard enough to calculate it. But Pyroblast is pretty insane in this matchup. Just play a Crusher next turn. I mean, opponent should just concede at this point. It's just a matter of time here. I guess they're still on 4 mana, but I just don't see what combination of cards can get them back in it. Bonder's Ornament, sure. Prism. Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll just start with Mulldrifter. If I draw any land, then I can Crusher with Pyroblast backup. And I get to draw 3 cards between Star, Trigger, and Mulldrifter. Ancient Stirrings. Okay. Cast Mulldrifter to start. Not even sure about this sequencing. I'm kind of just on autopilot here. Counterspell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Condescend for 1, just trying to scry. I mean, just gonna pay. Pay for Condescend? Yes. You can have a scry too. So they're probably on 4 Condescend. Gotta watch out to play around that. I get to draw 2. We'll see what I draw. Prism Rejuvenator. Okay. think I'll just Stirrings. I was going to say try to hit a Tron land. Did not. Now I can't even Crusher. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably just like throwing this game away. I should have Crusher just so long ago. 4, 5, 6. Jesus. Suppose I just Bonder's Ornament just to stop them from Bonder's Ornamenting. Whatever I do here, I just want to end the turn with Pyroblast up. I think I'll just Prism. Stirrings. Sure. Just take a mine. Play it. Play another Prism. Attack for 3. Just letting my opponent just stay in this game for no reason. I should have had a Crusher in play so long ago. Earlier I was worried about a bounce spell, and I wanted to just keep gaining advantage, drawing cards. But now it's just looking like, man, I just should have played Crusher earlier and not taking this line, but looks like I'm okay here. Just gonna Pyroblast this. They could counter back. I don't think they can though. They could have Dispel. No, they don't. Fengraf. Alright, well, definitely going to play Crusher this turn. Also probably going to Pulse Musara and play Mulldrifter. I think we can do all of that. Just play Crusher. I guess I don't need to Pulse. I can just Fengraf. Not sure if that's right. Cast Mulldrifter. Opponent still is 2 land drops away from Troning, so still super far ahead, but again, should have got the Crusher down earlier. Just play Sphere, because why not? And attack. Now we actually have some serious pressure. We haven't been able to find the other Earth Rift or any more counter spells, but again, opponent's not on that much mana. Doomblade the Crusher. Okay. That's kind of like what I was thinking, is why I didn't want to play Crusher earlier, because if they deal with it, then it's worse for us. But I can just get Crusher back next turn. Forbidden Alchemy. They can try to find Tron. They didn't take Ephemerate or Mnemonic Wall. Interesting. Green, white, Stonehorn Dignitary. Okay. So we can't attack. They're going to try to start blinking Stonehorn. Rejuvenator. I actually want to draw cards, but I guess I can't because all my Mulldrifters are in play. So that's pretty unfortunate. Suppose I'll just lead by getting back Crusher and playing it. That forces them to have to flicker Stonehorn every turn. play Crusher. Now I suppose I just play Rejuvenator. Again, we don't have a combat step here. I don't really want to let them draw cards as well. I think Tower is actually better than Fengraf. Oh, I probably should have drawn with Chromatic Sphere as well. I'll just do that now. Play a Mine, just get more mana. Don't really want to let them draw. I think I'll just play another Rejuvenator, get even more mana. I could have played a Bonder's Ornament into Rejuvenator, but I didn't. So I'm not playing super tight. Gonna lose this game that I should not have lost. But again, if I played Crusher earlier, it might not have worked out well for me. Okay, Ancient Stirrings, Thornwood Falls. They have to be able to blink Stonehorn here. And any way they do that, they don't gain like much value by drawing cards or anything. Mnemonic Wall, get back Ephemerate. And then Ephemerate, Stonehorn Dignitary. Okay, that's kind of doing it. And then this is like the lock, so I need to find my Rolling Thunder before they find counterspells. I have 1,000,000 mana, but can't attack. Oh man, and letting them draw cards is so risky as well. But I mean, I have to, right? Otherwise, I'm just like a sitting duck here. So I have to let them draw. Can also find a Pyroblast for that Mnemonic Wall. Draw. Man, this is rough. Gonna lose this game. Condescend. Okay, well I can Condescend the flashback of the Ephemerate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. And I'm gonna have more than that. Alright, that's the line. 9. I'm not gonna play Bonder's Ornament. I don't think I need to. Oh, but they could have a counterspell of their own. God, because I let them draw 2 extra cards. I think I had to though. So they're gonna target Mnemonic Wall with this one. But I think I just counter it, because if I am successful, then I just exile this, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need to do it for at least 10. Counter unless you pay 10. I have 2 mana up. Wow, it just resolved. Okay, that's good. Bottom these. See if they have another blink effect. Bonder's Ornament to draw. It's a good sign for us. What a game. They're on 3 cards in hand, and oh, we can attack. Okay, let's go to attacks. They get a Moment's Peace. I do not think they can have Moment's Peace in their deck post board. Sack Stonehorn Dignitary. Can they like get that back from the graveyard and then cast it again? Suppose that's what they're going to try to do. I only have 16 cards in library. Sack Mnemonic Wall as well. Interesting. One of them's a Rolling Thunder. I wonder if they're just going to try to draw with Bonder's Ornament. And maybe I don't want to let them draw. I can draw a Pyroblast. I've used both my Condescend. So I have Pyroblast, Rolling Thunder, Earth Rift as good draws. That's 3 out of 16. I'm going to go for it. Might be throwing this game away even harder, but I just have so much mana. Can also, I guess drawing another Crusher doesn't really do anything. I'll cast Ancient Stirrings. Suppose get Crusher. There's Rolling Thunder that now we know it's going to be. Oh, wait. Can't undo this? Oh, I can. So I want to put Rolling Thunder back first. So I know it's 4th from the bottom. 14 cards left. Cast Crusher. Cast Bonder's Ornament. Probably play Fengraf as well. I don't think I want to draw any more right now. So they basically have to put another Stonehorn Dignitary into play. And a lot of times that deck only plays 2 Stonehorn Dignitary now, as far as I know. Maybe they played more in the side, but green, draw. Okay. Pyroblast, perfect. This game should not have been this close. Ancient Stirrings, resolves. Thornwood Falls, okay. Also, I'm behind on time. I gotta win one more game. Still have 10 minutes. Draw, sure. Knowing they still kind of are going for the Stonehorn Dignitary lock, it makes me want more Rolling Thunders and less Crushers. But still, playing an early Crusher is decent. Let's see. Maybe Rejuvenator's not great. I do like the Ancient Grudges. There's 2 Grudges left in the deck. Yeah, go with this. Do I want Pulse Musara? I think so, just that like getting back a Mulldrifter can be good. Our lands probably aren't really going to the graveyard, but getting back Crusher or Mulldrifter can be reasonable sometimes. Alright, well I'm going to keep this hand. They're on the play, they kept. I gotta try to play kind of fast. Tower. Interesting. Lead Power Plant. It's also better to lead on the non-tower lands. It's better to play the tower last if you can. Oh man, are they just going to T3 Tron? Earth Rift. Oh, playing pretty loose here. Just tried to play fast, just misclicked. Meant to play tower. I really thought that's what I was clicking on. Okay, well, T3 Tron. Bonder's Ornament. Mulldrifter. Brutal. Now if I draw mine, I'm just going to be kind of upset with myself. We'll see. Okay. Let's just add red. Play Bonder's Ornament. And then play Chromatic Star. So next turn we can Earth Rift, but might not be enough at this point. We'll see. We can certainly still win this game, especially if this Earth Rift resolves. Opponent just leave you up Condescend or something? Stirrings. It's kind of interesting. A lot of times those decks, they did not play Stirrings. I guess the opponent's trying to play Stirrings instead of Expedition Map. So they took Prism and then played Prism. They haven't played a fourth land yet. Okay, there it is. Ancient Stirrings. Okay, I want to lead on that. I guess I just go green and sack this for green, draw. Leave all my Tron lands untapped in case I hit Tron. This is a little greedy too. This Ancient Stirrings might get countered, but I'd rather that get countered than my Earth Rift. Tower, tower. That sucks. I think I'm going to go for Earth Rift now. I can't just let them do whatever they want. Sure. Yep. Oh, they just floated 3. Wow. They have a Forbidden Alchemy. Uh oh, Pulsing Musara. That's bad. We're on 5 mana. Opponent's on 9 mana. Mnemonic Wall, get back Pulse. Jeez. Not looking good for the home team here. All I can do next turn is really play out some Bonder's Ornaments. Another Crusher. Can just try to win with those. Just gonna go Bonder's Ornament, Chromatic Sphere. I mean, we're ramping. Another interesting build would be to play like Prismatic Lens, and then you have like a 2 mana ramp spell, play Prismatic Lens, Prophetic Prism, and Bonder's Ornament, and then you're just like a colorless kind of ramp, like almost like E-Tron Pauper style deck. And then you just try to ramp into Crusher a little bit harder, because like even if you don't Tron, you can just try to cast it like going like this. Opponent with 6 cards in hand. I assume they have some counter spells. Still behind on time. All right, there's mine. So that's something. Okay, so play mine. 7, 12, 13, 14, 15 mana. So I can go play Crusher. I think I'm going to start with Earth Rift. Let's see, I guess I'll just crack this for red. Draw power plant, sure. Red, whatever, red. Flash this back, target tower. Oh, they have, this is probably wrong. We know they have Pulse of Missar in hand. I should have waited on this. I should have just cast Crusher first. I'm just playing really bad here. Because also if they had, well, if they had Condescend, they could have countered Crusher anyway, but that still would have been better for me. Like now they just Pulse, get back tower right now. Well, what are you gonna do? Not playing very well. See if they either have Stonehorn or Doomblade. 4 mana, just draw. Okay, it's a good sign. If they don't have Stonehorn Dignitary specifically, I could win this game. Still, the Earth Rift made them use a bunch of mana. They're trying to draw. Okay. Ancient Grudge would also be a good draw, because they might sack some Prisms, then I can kill the other ones. Oh, they have the Doomblade. Okay, they still don't have the Stonehorn yet. I can only cast 1 Crusher next turn. I think. Pretty sure. Just gonna lead on that. Well, I suppose I'll lead on. Yeah, I'll just lead on Crusher here. Let's play a power plant, and then play Crusher, and then go Star. At green draw. Maybe I should have played the Fengraf too. Not sure. Okay, that resolved. I'll just pass. I wanted to leave up extra mana. They had 6 mana that turn, or 7, so they could have condescended for 6. So they could have condescended that. Wow, they have so many Doomblades post board. I guess that's pretty good tech even against Flickertron, because you can break up their flickers. Are they just caving their Mulldrifter, getting in there? Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I'm supposed to Bonder's Ornament here to draw a card. Make both of us draw. I think that's worth. I'm gonna do it. We each draw. I draw a Cave of Temptation. Cast Crusher. And I cannot Fengraf back this Crusher and cast it, unfortunately. So I just play Fengraf and pass. Forbidden Alchemy, okay. It's pretty scary. Condescend, Ancient Stirrings. They took a card very fast, which is not good. They play mine. Now they play Mnemonic Wall, get back Doomblade, I suppose. Okay, Doomblade. I don't think they have any counters. Like, where's my Rolling Thunders at? Gotta draw those. I think I'm gonna draw with Bonder's Ornament here as well. Another Doomblade, okay. Don't think they have Ghostly Flicker or Ephemerate. That's just flashback for 6, right? Oh, for 7, okay, so they cannot flash it back. I take 4 down to 10. And then I go Crack Fengraf, probably draw with Bonder's Ornament. I'm a couple seconds ahead on time now. Gonna draw. Another land, not good. Another Crusher. Alright, that's the plan. Alright, let's go Crusher. And play another Crusher. And cross our fingers. That's why this like Flicker version is probably better than the classic version, just because a lot of times playing Crushers is just not enough these days. Play another one. They really... I mean, I'm at 10, they have a 4-power flyer. They're going to draw with Bonder's Ornament here. Tower, okay. They also need to watch their time. They need to kill me. I mean, they do have a 4-power flyer, so they're fine if that works, but opponent with 7 cards in hand. What do they have? They're just really not caring about these Crushers? Mulldrifter? Is Flashback Alchemy? Yeah. Oh, Horror. That's pretty good. If they have a Ghostly Flicker or anything, it's just like over here. Sure, just discard that. Ephemerate, jeez. They probably have like another Ghostly Flicker effect. Honestly, we'll see. Rolling Thunder? Nope, not yet. Prism. Guess I'm dead on board here because Ephemerate's coming back. So I need to draw a Rolling Thunder and have it resolve, which I am not too confident can happen. Earth Rift. I mean, that's just not going to do it. Doesn't do anything at this point. Yeah, I mean, it just really doesn't do anything. I guess if they want to Ephemerate Genrova Horror, I'm not dead on board though. So I have to just go for this. Just kill this. And then try to play some Crushers. Unwind, counter it, untap, sure. Yeah, so if they want to Ephemerate the Genrova Horror, I guess I'm not dead on board. And then I can't play, or yeah, I can't play the other Crusher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I can flashback the Earth Rift. Let's see. Oh no, they can just go Ephemerate, Mnemonic Wall, get back Doomblade, cast Doomblade, and I'm dead. So I am dead on board. That sucked. I think this deck certainly does need some work, but I don't think this matchup... Oh, Pulsa Musara? Why? Just doing some cool win? Because they can? Are they Pulsa Musara getting back their Tron land? Come on, they don't need that. I mean, they had the win on board. Let's see if I can somehow come back. I feel like I'm dead, though. They're playing pretty fast. Is this like a Caravax Torch? Yeah. Oh, Rolling Thunder. Yeah, that deck often does play one Rolling Thunder. Yep. 2 and 3. That was pretty disappointing from the 2-0 start, then to 0-3 after that, especially against Mono White. I just don't like losing to that deck. This deck was really fun. I think the Quad Crusher is actually not good. I think Flickertron is better. The Rejuvenators, especially in the first 2 rounds, were pretty impressive. Our draws after that just weren't that good, which certainly happens with Tron. I also played pretty bad in the last round, so sorry for all the punts there. But overall, I think Tron is still alive in Pauper. It might not be as good. I think like blue-based Flickertron is still where you want to be, because while it was wrong, sometimes they used to cut like Expedition map, like they'd play like 2 or 3 rather than 4. I think 4 was definitely better, but they even were cutting some Expedition maps just because that deck's not trying to Tron quickly, which I think is where you want to be. As far as this deck, I'm really not sure where to go. Maybe Rejuvenator's not as good as like something like Seagate Oracle. Maybe the ramp isn't as good as just like card selection, but it was fun to try it nonetheless. Anyways, this is youtube.com/snapbolt and Twitch TV/snapboltgames. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, that'll do it for today.